बिहान एउटा चालु भइसक्यो
Itu harus kau tirahin. Jadi udah ya di patio ni क्या गयो? एउटा जम्मै चिज भएको कोटियो नि मत त नाड्यो
ढोका बन्द गर ढोका
त्यसमा मलाई त्यो म्युट गरेर राख्नु पर्यो त्यसमा त्यो म्युट गरेर राख्नु रेकर्डिङ पनि हुन्छ यसमा रेकर्डिङ पनि जान्छ म्युट गरेर राख्नु रेकर्डिङको त युजै छैन
एकछिन हेरिहालौँ पहिले टेन्सुको चुरोट खानु पर्यो भेका छन् यहाँ सुत सुत मुनि सुत के हुन्छ नि केही न केही
Afghanistan and Ireland, so 2 places remaining in that qualifier. Shy at the stumps, but I think he was home. Good call.
Yeah, UAE will be a little unhappy with the situation that they find themselves in the
Afghanistan and Ireland, so 2 places remaining
host.
in that qualifier.
No, ya.
¿Qué van a hacer ellos?
Tiene. Där går det tillbaka där så det.
बुझ्यो
त्यहाँबाट
उसलाई त थाहा छ त छ भनेर
मलाई थाहा छैन भने
ए सबैजनाले सोध्दै थियो
अघि फोन गरेर बाहिर गएर
सुनिन्छ सबले हेरेर आएको छ गर्मी गर्मी
अब म्युट गराकीबाट भन्दै थियो चुम्ला बोल्दैन बोल्ने के कस्तो कुरा गर्छ त्यो र के भनेको
That's his jersey number. He's wearing a 19. This is the final round of World League matches, of course. Match is being played today and on Friday the 8th. The other games going on locally, the big one really is Kenya against Scotland. Kenya lose that, and they can't, they can't qualify. And Kenya batting first against Scotland, 76 for 4, approaching halfway. Namibia 140 for 4 against the Netherlands. That game is well on though, into the 32nd over there. And Hong Kong 112 for 2 against Papua New Guinea. A victory for Hong Kong would ensure them a place in the World Cup qualifiers in March. That tournament taking place down there in Zimbabwe. That's going to be some tournament, you know, Sikandar. Zimbabwe, West Indies, Afghanistan, Ireland, Papua New Guinea and Netherlands. They're the teams already qualified. Comfortable single there. And likely to be the Scotland and Hong Kong. If Kenya fans listening will forgive me for saying that. That's the way it's shaped. That's what's going on here. These two teams no longer make it to that qualifying tournament. A lot of pride to play for, of course. UAE on home turf, although these matches are all officially neutral venues, all being played at the same time. Final round of matches to give no team an advantage, no team going into their final game knowing what they have to do. Taken place over 3 years, this World Cricket League. Produced some interesting results in that time. Netherlands look as though they're going to win the tournament, but Nepal actually beat the Netherlands on their travels. Very nearly beat Scotland in their first game, and we lost to Scotland by 3 runs. Fine performance that was from Nepal. No run to be had there. So they had one victory against Netherlands by 19 runs. They beat Namibia twice by 5 wickets and 3 wickets. And went down to Kenya and won one of the 2 games down there. So those their 4 victories. Plus a game rained off has given them 9 points. Splendid effort. UAE not done quite as well, but they've had their moments.
Speaking of the qualifiers, according to you, which team you'd say is likely to create an upset there? West Indies, Zimbabwe are playing Afghanistan, you said.
Well, depends what we define as an upset, isn't it? You would say historically West Indies must qualify for the World Cup. Surely it won't be a World Cup without the West Indies. Won it the first 2 times it's held good tumbling. So tumbled to stop it and then threw it over the line. So they haven't distinguished themselves so far, have they? In the field at the UAE. Let's have a look at this. Now, done very, very well. What was that all about?
Just rolled over with the ball, and he's just flicked it over the boundary.
If he'd been trying to do that, it would have been good. Just talking about those qualifiers, the West Indies will be desperate to qualify. They've lost their place in the top 8 to Bangladesh. Bangladesh go to the finals automatically. West Indies slipped down to number 9 in the rankings, so they do have to qualify. And who's to say that the pitches down in Zimbabwe are going to take them? They're going to have to be quick here. Good running. And little pat on the back, pat of the back there to Pesorka saying, "Yep, good call, Skip." Kadkar on strike. Oh, down the pitch he goes. Plenty of space around there. A dive, but no chance of stopping that one off. And the century up. 102 for 2 in the 29th over.
It's a nice and aggressive way to bring up the team's 100. And he's played that wide of that field right long on, so it's quite deliberate. Get some runs against the UAE captain here. Almost got to the ball once again, but this time protection available. Just a single.
So going back to those qualifiers, Sikandar, who would you fancy to 2 teams going through? Quite seriously, on those slow Zimbabwe pitches, end of their season, I would quite seriously fancy Afghanistan as favourites.
I go with that. Afghanistan for sure. The kind of cricket they've been playing, they will surely give a very strong fight there. The second one.
Why I feel like saying Zimbabwe.
Home side. Home side, their conditions.
Yeah, and West Indies also has a lot of capabilities of suddenly surprising themselves with certain performances. But lately, Zimbabwe have just been added with a few players. Brendan Taylor's come back, Jarvis has come back. So they seem like a more balanced unit from what they were a couple of years ago.
Ireland always capable of producing an upset, as they have done in the World Cup finals for the last 3 tournaments. Are they good enough to get one of the 2 top spots over the whole tournament, though? Swing and a miss, but his foot didn't leave the ground, so comfortable enough. Oh, hello. Yes, he was back. Good umpiring, that. Good decision. I think the TV replays often make the umpires a little lazy as far as those decisions go. Something like that would automatically have gone upstairs to check it. That just shows how umpires can make tight decisions and get them right.
You're in.
It's all about instincts, isn't it? He's standing a square leg that far back. In a flash, you got to decide. Was it the bails first, or was it the foot back in behind the line? It's touch and go, so you, as they always say, benefit goes with the batsman. Have any doubt? Just hold on.
Tidy spell this from Raza. Paul will be looking to see him off and then push on against the other bowlers, less consistent perhaps.
30 overs gone, 105 for 2, Nepal.
An old rule of thumb used to be double your score at 30 overs, didn't it? So that would give Nepal 210. I think they'll get more than that. I think they'll push up towards 240, 245. Sikander wandering off to have a deep think about that qualifier in Zimbabwe. He'll come back and tell us later which two teams are going to go through. Or rather, who's going to go through with Afghanistan. That'll be a wide. The soccer needs to up that strike rate. He's not going much above 1 run every 2 balls at the moment. Needs to get that much closer to a runner ball.
A couple at least. Paras Khadka on the other end has picked up the pace. The intensity has gone up since he's come into the middle.
Well bowled.
Nepal would love to go over the 150 mark. Got the wickets in the hand. A 108 for 2. The old method used to be that if after 30 overs, now of course the conditions and rules have changed a lot, but if after 30 overs, whatever score you had, you lost a couple of wickets or less, that's over the keeper, boundary. Not the desired direction, but desired result nonetheless for Wclc.
That was close to the keeper. I think he could have gone for that. Not sure he got to it, but it's a boundary. When he looks in the book tomorrow, it'll just say 4.
If you'd lost 2 or less wickets,
was the old rule of thumb. I think more now the sort of 33 over mark if you double that, because the teams have really learned how to cash in going down the back end of an innings.
A rule of thumb. I've heard this expression after a long time. You remind me of my physics teacher.
Now.
Your athletics teacher.
Science. Not the science of sport.
We know where the rule of thumb came from. It's used to, in the old days, people would measure with their thumbs. It's as good a way of measuring as any, I think. In the old days.
Yes, go!
Plays it away on the back foot. Boundary. Boris Khadka has been impressive, to say the least, since his arrival at the crease. Once again off the back foot. That's a gorgeous shot, David.
Yeah, he's powered that one away, hasn't he? Fielder coming here might just have got a foot to it, you know. That's unlucky. Mind you, if he'd put a dive in, he could have saved it.
Need a point. Good.
That piece of fielding would not have impressed a man I did a commentary stint here a few years back. Mr. John T. Rhodes. We were talking about fielders, of course, one of the greatest fielders.
Wait on.
And, no run from that delivery. I asked him, have you ever written a book about fielding? He said, no, he hadn't. I said, well, maybe you and I, Jonty, should collaborate and do a joint book on fielding.
Wait on.
I never want to miss an opportunity. So, and he said it would be a very short book.
No!
Oh, he's going to have to hurry to get back in. No. Pick up cleanly. Yes, John T. Rhodes. So the only instruction in it would be don't use your feet. He said it's just not worth it.
Wait on.
That incident we saw just there with the fielder putting a foot out to try and stop the ball. He said if you stand on top of the ball, you can be out for 6 weeks. And to save runs is just not worth being out of action for 6 weeks.
John T. always used to use his hands, and we of course remember that famous run out. He used his entire body and threw himself on the stumps to get Inzamam ul Haq run out. The 1992 World Cup in Australia. That is when he got the limelight too. End of the over, 118 for 2 now, Nepal.
That, of course, wasn't the only time that Inzamam was run out. Not one of the best. That would be a very short book as well if Inzamam were to write a book about running between the wickets.
There's a very famous story. He was playing with Wasim Akram at Headingley in 1999, and he just slipped, and Wasim Akram came back for the double, and once he's there, so Wasim just asked him, he said that, aren't you going to run? He's like, they both of them are at the same end. He says, aren't you going to run? And he just looks at Wasim and says that, what are you doing here?
Lovely big man, wasn't he, Inzamam? Still is. always, the players always used to joke that he took the wicker chair approach to training.
It's a short delivery again from Naveed. This time well directed too.
You're in trouble against Scotland in that one of the most important of the 4 games going on today. They're 91 for 5 now in the 30th over. We will be covering the second match. Join us for that on Friday. Kenya against Scotland. Today, though, we're here at Sheikh Zayed. Namibia making a decent fist against Netherlands, 183 for 5 off 38 overs, and in the other game, Hong Kong 140 for 3 in the 34th.
Wait on!
So we've been saying top 2 teams go forward to the World Cup qualifiers, the final round of qualifying in Zimbabwe in March. We're discussing this with Sikandar. He and I agreed Afghanistan probably the favourites of the teams down there. What would your thoughts be on that, Zohaib?
I think the West Indies will have a strong say in that too. Just need to see how Zimbabwe prepare themselves, because they'd be playing at home. And in the 2 sides that will pose the strongest threat to Afghanistan.
If you had to stick your neck out, who would you go for?
Thank you, Alan.
Tough. I think going on the current form Afghanistan should go through. They have a wonderful bowling attack. And the spinners, what we saw of Mujib Zadran yesterday, Rashid Khan is so impressive. But I'd say West Indies and Afghanistan.
Go, one. Good, Zara.
Well, that's decided then.
Would hate to predict though, because it's so tight. Because you forced me into it, that's why I've said Afghanistan and West Indies.
Coming towards the end of a very good spell here. A couple of deliveries left. Any time you can bowl 10 overs for 22 possibly. Plus what comes off this final ball. That's an excellent spell of bowling from the tall left armour. Bigger test, of course, to bowl in the final overs, but get your set of 10 out of the way, as he has done. And struck away for a single by Kadkov off the final ball, but that's an excellent spell. 10 overs there, and the 1 wicket for 23.
The partnerships, Dilip Nath and Ganendra Malla, again see that 89 balls That's been just a bit of a cause for concern for them. 43. And then 41 between Gyanendra Malla and Sharad Visavkar. Now once again, this is developing into a good partnership.
Change of gloves for the skipper by the look of it.
Maybe he's thinking of teeing off here. Dryer gloves. Get a better grip. And try to take on Zahoor Khan.
Nepal do need to get after these lesser UAE bowlers.
Wait on.
Too many dot balls. One of their problems so far. If you look along the bottom of the screen there, look at all those little noughts.
A good point, David. I think too many dot balls by Nepal. They have failed to rotate the strike frequently. Fail to find the gaps. In the air, chance and gone. Paras Khadka tried to take on Khan. He just changed his gloves ahead of that over. That didn't work out well for him.
Raza was never going to drop this. Not the easiest of chances, actually. He's having to go back and take that one over his shoulder. Well taken. Those are the ones they practice time and again before the start of play. And when you get an opportunity, take it. And that's the end of Wclc. Disappointed again with his strike rate there. Played a couple of gorgeous shots through the offside. It's gone now. And that is the end of the Nepalese captain. And we're taking a drinks break here.
मैं खिला दूंगा आप लोगों को मेरे को क्या खिलाओगे आप ये देखिए चिकन मटन खिला दूंगा मैं आज क्या खाना है बोलो क्या खाना है मटन खाना है चलो ये क्या ऑफिस कहाँ से बिल मैं पे कर दूंगा ना बनाए वो खाना हाँ हाँ ऐसे ही आप लोग बताते नहीं हो यार नहीं मालूम था ना सुबह तेरे सामने भेजा नहीं था गोपाल को मैंने सारा था कहाँ बनाए हमारे हैं क्या कहाँ जहाँ भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना मैं हूँ यार मैं ऐसे भी मैं थोड़ी खाना है थोड़ा ये भी मार दो बात में आपका बताऊं क्यों क्यों मत किया बताऊं आपने जो पहले पेंट मारे थे ना वो पतला था आज तो मतलब वो होते निकल गए यार फिर हाँ
तो पूरा उसके अंदर भी है, नीचे भी जो आता है स्ट्रैप में भी है, यहाँ पे भी ये उसमें भी CN लिखा हुआ आता है आपको
So 122 for 3 Nepal. Arif Sheikh coming in to join Sharad Visaukar. And Arif Sheikh is into the middle because of this. The captain of Nepal just departed, trying to take on Zahoor Khan.
Oh, legs from please.
Be a premeditated shot. No mistake by Ahmed Raza. As easy as you like. Zahoor Khan continues from southern end.
Got away with that one.
So once again, a partnership that was developing just broken down. So again, they'll have to revisit their plans, revisit the strategy, Nepal. Good delivery. So whenever David, Nepal looked to settle in and maybe threaten to build a big partnership, they've lost a wicket. So that hasn't helped their plans at all.
Partnerships are what it's all about. But the UAE have been taking wickets at the right time. Need a partnership from these two. Kadku had clearly decided it was time to tee off when he changed his gloves. Unfortunately, new gloves didn't do the trick. It's a big blow.
Chose the wrong ball. Arif Sheikh lets the first one go by. That's the end of the over. 235 gone, 123 for 3 now, Nepal.
I was thinking that they could push on to 240, 245. I think if you were to offer Nepal that at this stage, they would grab your hand off. They would say, yeah, we'll accept 240. As you can see, get to 240, they're going to have to got roughly 8 runs and over. Show no sign yet of being able to do that.
Under the current circumstances, I think they'd be happy to get to the 230 mark. Still a lot of work to be done. Mohammad Amir Hayat back into the attack. He replaces Ahmed Raza. Bowled a very economical spell. 1 for 23.
Wide.
A wide ball straight away. His first spell was really good. Kept the batsman on the back foot on most occasions. Very tight line. It's really the length a bit. Short delivery. He's played over it, well played. Kept it down. Paras was the one who had... There we see Rohan Mustafa. Just not happy. A lot of shouting going on as well.
Is he bringing a slip in for the new batsman? That's a good attacking move by the skipper.
Very well bowled. Shabash. Well done, Amir.
He's not happy.
Well played, Arif. Shabash, Amir. Come on, boys, come on. Amir. Hey! Well done, Amir.
Trying to turn that one into the onside. There's plenty of gaps on the onside. Mid on, fine leg and deep backward square. That's it.
Come on, boys.
Really, Hayat needs to keep his attack on or outside off stump.
Come on, boys.
Plenty of cover that side of the wicket, and of course the slip there, waiting for a tickle.
Well done, Amir.
Right behind that one, Malik Sheikh. Nepal needs to get a move on here. Still have 7 wickets in hand. As we mentioned earlier, Paras Khadka gave them hope.
Innings is just stalled at the moment.
And now he is in an argument with Ehsan Raza.
I think the UAE want to.
They're not happy with the condition of the ball.
But the umpire is, and the umpire's in charge.
Very well bowled, Amir. Very well bowled. क्या बात है तेरी, क्या बात है? Excellent bowling, boy.
A lot of chanting going on. Rohan Mustafa leading the charge, shouting at his players too. Arif Sheikh still to get off the mark.
Desperately trying to convince the umpire to change the ball. He's having none of it. Get on with it. It's white, it's round. What more do you want?
Beaten. That's the end of the over. An eventful over in terms of the chatter around.
A bit of a a wave at that one outside the off stump. We're going to have a change in the commentary position here with Sikandar and Anjam. Anjam Chopra, oh, she wants her full name. Okay. The former India captain coming in to take over.
Loud appeal. Can be run out as well. Excellent work there from the fielder in the slip area. Great presence of mind. He realized that batsman is out of his crease. Nepal lose their third.
Well, look at that. I think he was lost somewhere in that appeal. Couldn't get his partner to be telling him to get back. You can get foxed for a while, worried if the umpire is going to give you out or not. And you realize that you're way outside the crease. Now that's good, as you said, presence of mind, good game awareness from the fielder there. He didn't get involved in that appeal. He straight away went for the stumps. And that's the fourth down.
Arif Sheikh gone 1-6 for Nepal.
Selection. Thank you.
Vinod Bhandari is the new man in for Nepal. Pitched up delivery. Didn't time it as much as he would have liked. First ball for him, you can give him that benefit of not finding his right timing. Vinod. Pretty slow in terms of scoring read for Nepal. They've lost two of their top batters as well. The captain, Khadka, is looking good. They'll need to find a little aggressive approach, considering they're already into the 37th over.
How much further do they go as a side in terms of game improvement? Playing games here, they are down in the table, UAE and Nepal. And just wonder. It's a pretty big shot. Some runs here. We're finding the gaps nicely. It's just that they've been losing wickets at crucial intervals, just when you feel that there's a partnership going on. Doing that for both the sides in terms of the gains that they can pull out of the matches they're playing here.
Yeah, the aggressive approach that they would have liked to keep, considering that they kept their wickets in hand, hasn't really helped Nepal build up on the scoring rate. They've been watchful, they've been careful, which is all right, starting the innings, but every time they decided to step up the scoring rate, it was either across the line or ordinary looking shots. They lost their wickets. A too watchful approach will also not help the cause of a team if you're setting a target for a team which is one of the locals. 37 gone, 130 for 4.
It's a regulation field. It's not very attacking from Rohan Mustafa. It's not like the singles are not available for Nepal. They're still batting in the 38th over, 6 wickets in hand. You'd probably think they'd like to be somewhere in the 170s region. And then with 10 overs to spare and those 6 wickets, they can actually express themselves. It's just that they haven't really found that accelerator, which they would have liked. Big wicket Paras.
Yeah, but if you're in the camp of the Nepal team, as I said earlier, when you put into bat, maybe you would have also liked to go out there and bat as well. You have a set plan, at least a plan A for your team, that where exactly you want to finish up at the end of 50 overs. What is the target that in case your opposition has to chase down? What is it that you're looking for? Your openers will be batting out there, or the top 3 will bat through till when. There definitely is a plan for every team. What matters is that when you have a plan, are you up to it or not? And then if you're not able to reach to that plan, what is your plan B? In case of Nepal, I never thought there was anything more than just making sure they don't lose a wicket in the first 10. After that, after they lost Nath, just after the drinks break, it was always trying to push the scoring rate up. Now that becomes very difficult if you have not been scoring at a brisk pace. You can't change gears suddenly and say, okay, now I want to score runs, now I don't want to score runs. It has to be a gradual progression. And that is what was not visible and hasn't been visible till now in the Nepal team.
And these two sides have played each other many occasions. They probably, as a batting unit, can target one particular bowler. Say we can get as many out of his 10 overs. It's probably that snooze zone of that fielding side where you feel between 30 and 40, over number 30 and 40, you can get maximum runs.
And when you have players like Paras Khadka, Gyanendra Malla, you tell these senior guys or you tell these guys who've been in form, okay, you make sure that either of them are batting out there till the end. Apish, pretty safe as well. And between your top 3 batters, which includes even the best averaged player from Nepal, who's at least out there, Sharad Veswarkar, you just talk amongst yourself and decide that at least the top 3 players, either one will be there, and make sure the others bat around us to consistently progress towards a target of first at least 250, and then let's assess at the halfway stage how far are we from our target to remodify it or go after it.
The 4 wickets that have fallen, I can clearly identify 2. One was a horrible shot from Nath, looking good. He just went for a slog. 1 got napping, run out just now. Otherwise, they haven't been in any sort of trouble while facing the UAE bowlers. It's just that they haven't really been able to convert those deliveries into runs more often. 133 at the moment with 38 gone. 6 wickets in hand. Still in a good position. 10 overs to go. In the last 10 with those wickets, things can change.
Should be at least a single. Not a bad ball, but a good shot without a run. Shy at the stumps from the mid-wicket region and an overthrow. That's why the tournament is of prime importance for teams in this division, whether it's the present two teams we are watching or Hong Kong or Papua New Guinea. The experience that these teams get in playing the World Cricket League. Oh, what a catch! What a return catch! Outstanding reflexes. Never easy to hold on to those when they come hard at you. But what a lovely piece of fielding there.
Well, I'll tell you, Anjum, I don't think he had any moment to get out of the way of that shot. And good, he put his hand to it. Nice reflexes in his follow-through. Kept his eyes on the ball. You usually would like to just take evasive action, but that's a very good catch. These stick, and then they hurt, yes. That's 5 down now. And the batsman out is Bhandari, out for 4. Again, going for the aggressive approach, but this is a special catch, I tell you. 134 for 5.
Foolish length delivery. Hits straight back at Zahoor Khan. Excellent return catch. He's happy because he held on to it. He knows it stung like a bee in his hand because it was just caught in the fingers. Wasn't in the palm of his hand. But a very, very nice catch again. Sompal Kami is the new man in for Nepal. When you pick a wicket, that also when it's a second wicket, suddenly things start looking much brighter. I like the length and the line of what Zahoor Khan has bowled to Kami first up. It's just slightly outside off stump, going through, carrying through nicely to the keeper.
They get to a 213 if they get 7 and over, which seems like a big ask at this point in time. But they surely got to target probably landmarks, say 150, cross that quickly, try to aim for 200.
I guess the time when Nath was batting out there without loss of any wicket. That's the only time that they got 11 in an over. I'm sure the statistician can correct me on that. Don't think we've got any high scoring overs from Nepal till now in this game.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that. I mean, there have been some flashes of brilliance. They have maintained some high-scoring overs, but then they've lost a wicket always at the regular interval, or should I say crucial interval. 39 overs gone, 134 for 5. Look at that batting card there. They've got starts. Top 4. Nath faced 39 for his 16, but he was there while Malla was doing bulk of the scoring.
Yeah, look at that. They've got starts. 54 was a good knock as well from Garinder Malal, but 83 deliveries, 39 deliveries Nath had faced before he played across the line. Now, when you invest time with yourself out there in the centre early on, your team expects you to go on and play a bigger role in it. I think the way he perished playing across the line to a fuller length delivery from Ahmed Raza, that just puts a lot of pressure on the dressing room, thinking that it's going to become difficult. It's been just about under 2 runs and over that they were scoring, and now you play a shot across the line. Oh, the scoring is really difficult, and that's where the questions start coming out in the batsman's mind. Who are doing nothing, just watching you play out there and go about your business.
Flip side of it, let's get to the UAE bowlers. As we've mentioned before, that Rohan has won the toss and decided to bowl first yet once again. Would that be a worry for you as a captain, that your new ball bowlers are not getting wickets? So the whole idea of putting the opposition into bat is just not working for you as a squad?
Yes, absolutely. For starters, I was wondering why has UAE asked Nepal to bat, because it's a very nice wicket. I always felt that initially after like half an hour or under 20 minutes and it'll be just perfect batting conditions, why would you want to ask Nepal to go out there and set a target for you, irrespective how strong your batting opposition is or your batting side is? And the other is that, yeah, your new ball bowlers need to pick a wicket. You, as a captain, if you're in the shoes of Rohan Mustafa, you'll think you're just going out there and attacking with one slip and a gully. Ball not doing too much off the surface. The bowlers are not express pace, trying to generate a lot of bounce from the surface as well. So what is the game plan? How is it that you're trying to get your opposition out, even if the ball is not swinging? I didn't find any attacking fields being created or chances that are being created by the bowlers to pick any of the Nepal wickets. So is it just sitting back on your heels and waiting for the opposition to make a mistake? Now, if you're a senior player, you want to control the match, not follow what the game is already offering.
Finally a single there. Oh, coming back for the second. Good throw, but the batsman is equally up to the task. Yeah, we're coming back to the new ball bowlers for UAE. We actually saw Naveed was looking very good. That's the first run very quickly there. A good call, understanding between the two. Naveed was looking very good, shaping the ball away with the right hander with a 7-2 field. But then when the left hander came, he seemed struggling, and that's when the captain probably realized that it's not going to work. He himself came in, to bowl medium paces. It didn't really work for him. And then when he started off with this pavilion end as an off spinner, he got one to skid through and got an LBW. So yeah, we haven't seen much happening for the quicks or the medium paces here. Not much movement in the air or off the surface. It's just your wrist positions that probably have worked.
So the last 10 overs approaching for the Nepal team. And the batting power play coming in, which means that 5 fielders can be placed outside the ring.